when we talk about real estate, we gotta have the conversations with the experts, and not just spend all our time on social media, TikTok, watching something crazy like somebody's watching a dog fight another dog and all this. Like, bro, you should be spending that time like, how I leverage into some real estate, and stop listening to this false narrative that African Americans shouldn't be buying, it's cheaper. Because here's the reality of it. All of these private equity companies,
they buying. You talking
I
about
ain't saying he said
when you renting, you paying one of these companies that already made the decision that real estate was a good thing. Why did they buy?
right? And here go the fugazi part. They telling people they went through the traditional lending process. DTI was too high, so the private equity person comes in and says, "Hey, we'll put you in that house, and you can rent it from us. We know your credit crappy,
right?
But you can rent it for us. But
same DTI.
that mortgage that you was gonna, your mortgage was gonna be $2,000, but you can rent it from us for $3,000, and we're gonna give you 2 years to get your stuff together. And at the end of those 2 years, you can buy it directly from us, or if you don't want to buy it, you can move on to something else."
Yeah.
And people are jumping on it like left and right, and I'm like scratching my head like. You could wait, keep the money in your pocket, learn the process, deal with whatever you got to deal with credit-wise, and then come back to the table.
Well, you know what? It's avoidance of the hard work.
And that
It's I got a shiny house that you don't own, but it's spending the time getting your credit right, and putting yourself in a position that now you can be an owner. Right, rather than be a renter. Because what happens in those cases, people will go through that period of time, and then 3 years out, their credit's still crappy. They didn't save any money, all right, and they go ahead, extend that lease, or if they paid option money at the beginning, they lose their option money.
Correct.
So you put more, you're padding that company even more, all right. You're not developing a game plan to move yourself and to position yourself to win.
So they make it look like I'm here to help you, but what they're doing is they're benefiting off the fact that they know for a fact that you're not going to take the steps to do what you need to do to even get in position. And we know in 3 years, just like James said, I didn't say it, he said it. Your credit's still crappy. You put the down payment, so now you done forfeited all of that. Now you stressed out because they telling you, hey, you only got 6 months left in this place.
Right.